asụsụ ka ha arabụ ndị ha na ndị iro na-enwe mmekọ. Ofu ụbọchị ha na-ekwu okwu Biafra nke ọzọ ha gbara wee gawa ugwu Awụsa. Ihe ọbụla Fulani nyere ha tụtụrụ wee tinye n'akpa wee pụta wee na-akụrịrị akụrị ka ndị si mebiri nna nke dị nsọ. Ka ara ha gbaa ha wee gbaba ha n'ime ọhịa. Ka ara ha gbaa ha wee gbaba ha n'ebe a na-azụ ahịa. Ka ara nke gaba ha gaghị enwe ngwọta nna nke dị nsọ. N'ihi na ndị osi akarịala, ndị ama akarịala, ndị na-esiwe n'aka dị etu a wee bata ụmụ gị n'ime nna nke dị nsọ. Chineke nna nke gị onye anyị na-efe, jide ndị dị etu a amala ha n'iyi. N'ihi na ọ bụ ọrụ ọchịchịrị ka ha na-alụ, ọrụ ekwentị ka ha na-alụ. Chineke nna nke bụ n'igwe arịọ ka anyị na-arịọ gị, kama lekwa anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị na-achị iri gị ezinụlọ nke gị nwe hiwere bụ IPOB n'ụwa niile. Anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị nwezi ịhụnanya na mmasị ebe okwu nsọ gị nọ. Ọ bụ ya mere mgbe niile ka anyị na-asonye nwe anyị na anyị ga-ebuli aha nsọ gị elu. Chineke nna nke igwe na anyị ga-aja gị mma, ọ ka aka ada anyị ga-akpụ isi ala nye gị. Anyị enweghị onye ọzọ ma ọ bụghị naanị gị. IPOB enweghị chi ọzọ anyị na-efe ewezuga gị, Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe. Onye ndị gboo na-akpọku aha nsọ ya, nakwa ndị mmụọ ozi na-abụ abụ ọma wee nye aha nsọ gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ndị okenye ọrụ abụọ na wee na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo n'ala sị na ede nsọ na nsọ ka onye nwe anyị dị. IPOB wee na-ekwu n'abalị na asị na ede nsọ. Chineke nna nke igwe nara otuto na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma na mbuli elu nara ekele. Ka ngọzi gị wee zuo oke n'ime ndụ anyị, ka ụwa niile wee konye ofe ụbọchị wee si n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ IPOB bụ ụmụ Chineke nna. Ka ịma mma gị wee pụta ihe n'ime ndụ anyị, ka ụwa niile wee zukọ wee si n'oge rule mgbe a ga-eji ahapụ ụmụ Chineke ka ha wee laga nwụrụ onwe ha. Nna nke dị nsọ ka ozi anyị ma duo anyị. Gbasara anyị ozi ọma nke gị nna nke ebere n'ime igwe nna nke igwe, biko na n'otuto mgbe niile na na mbuli elu mgbe niile site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise. I prayed in the language of heaven. People deliberately misunderstand us, then misunderstand what we are doing.
Nearly 4,000 miles away. And I just want to know if they plant yam in Germany. Did they cultivate yam in Germany? What are you doing in Germany? Eating yam when Fulani headsmen have taken over our land. Where did they even get the yam from that they're eating? Maybe from Boko or from somewhere in the north. They have no empathy, they have no compassion. What is happening to ordinary people doesn't concern them. What matters is photo op to prepare, I don't know what it is, for vice presidency in perhaps the next 40 years. Because that is all that they can aspire to. When the same yam that you're coming to celebrate has eluded our people in our towns and in our villages because of the activities of your friends, those that you invited into our land, those who are killing our men and raping our mothers. But you've all kept quiet. But if it's IPOB, everybody's jumping up and down and screaming like a wild animal, as Wodo did. We don't spare fools here. I don't. Any day I derail from where I'm going to, I don't expect myself to be spared either. So they must be dealt with. They want to go and eat yam, but the farmers that produce the yam, they have failed to protect them. Does that make any sense? And people say, oh, they are politicians. You must be very foolish. Had Americans adopted the very lazy attitude of Nigerian youths, or those of them supporting them, do you think you have USA to go to today? Had Britain, France, all these advanced countries, Russia, had their youths behaved the way that youths behave or reason sometimes? I must say some of them, not all of them, because some of them are also very reasonable. Do you think you will have all these advanced countries to go to? There they hold their leaders accountable. Unlike some of us in the darkness that is Africa that do not know how to go about things. And when IPOB is showing you the way, how things should be done, perhaps it is your ego or your foolishness or your stupidity you fail to learn. The people that went to Germany for New Year Festival, I was in Nuremberg and I want them not to come. that if they come, they will be confronted because of the role they played in the past and continue to play in undermining the collective survival of our people. I keep hearing this nonsense all the time. We are doing something. They don't know what we are doing. What have you been doing? For the past, I don't know, nearly 20 years you've been wherever you've been. What have you actually done? Things are getting worse every day. And we're being asked to trust the same people who are responsible for the despicable, I must say, situation we find ourselves in. They are the ones who are responsible. Every year, oh, allow us, we are doing something. And I keep asking, what are you doing? Enugu Iguacha Express Road is not built. Onisha, Enugu is not built. No second Niger bridge. Our land is under siege. Every kilometer you have a checkpoint. Extortion every blessed day. Extrajudicial murders every blessed day in our land. We are mourning Chimobi that they killed in Aba. They came to Onitsha and they killed 5 more people. Nothing is being done. They don't say a word. When it comes to IPOB, every idiot amongst them now locates their dictionary. Because I can assure you very well that if you engage them in a live view, unprepared, you find them floundering and wanting. They only respond when they have time to research every vocabulary they intend to add or they intend to include in their press statement. They are not as fluid or as erudite as they make you think sometimes. But perhaps we are black people, what do we know? There will be no escape for each and every one of them. None whatsoever. They will suffer the consequences of their action. We have lost men. Some of you don't have conscience because you are from Africa, you are black. You have no soul. You are evil. But in IPOB, we have conscience. We lost people for no reason. Not in a battlefield. We didn't go to war. Some of these people were dragged from their homes and shot dead. And some of you were celebrating the death of the innocent. And you think that a movement like IPOB will somehow fold up and go away or not hold those who are responsible to account. What happened in Germany is nothing. The day we catch Buratai anywhere outside the zoo, the day we encounter Jubril anywhere outside the zoo, any day we encounter anybody responsible for the death of Biafrans outside the zoo, then you see what anger is and what mob action is. What happened in Nuremberg is nothing. Wait until we get Buratai, any of them. Some of you will not believe what we'll do to them. And we're not going away. It doesn't matter how many of us they kill. It's irrelevant. We number in the millions. They can't kill all of us. But at the end of the day, Biafra will come and we will hold each and every one of them accountable. People keep talking nonsense all the time about what we represent and what we are doing. This is not how to do it. Have you asked yourself, how did the Americans do it? The America you love so much, looking for visa year in, year out, how did they do it? Do you think they had stupid, idiotic youths like those you have in Nigeria? Is that what you think? Do you think they have time to tolerate incompetent politicians? Is that what you're thinking? Or corrupt ones for that matter? Some of you should go back to school, quite frankly. We are not going to allow them to get away with it. Their home is under siege. Fulani headsmen have settlements in Enugu. They said it openly a few days ago. Mietiala said they were going to tour Fulani settlements in Enugu. And you are in Nuremberg doing New Year Festival. When your constituents are under siege. I hear the whole nonsense about those that stood shorty for me. I will deal with that later on. Because our people don't understand. They don't understand the politics of the zoo. They don't understand how they play their game, but we know. The people that got me out of custody is IPOB with the grace of the Most High Elohim. Not any politician. It was the same politicians that actually went and told their Fulani masters to keep me in custody. I know all of that. The only reason why they got involved was to craft a very stringent bail condition so that they will be able to control me. Not knowing that I am uncontrollable. I am driven by my conscience to do what's right by my people to ensure that Biafra is restored, nothing more, nothing less. That was why they came. Some of you don't even know that a senator is not supposed to be a shorty for somebody. You don't know that, do you? That was the same argument that Abaribe's lawyers made in court, that Abaribe should not have been called upon to be a shorty. But in their desperation to cage me and IPOB, they negated their own laws and their own provisions and asked that I should be handed over to a senator, which shouldn't be the case. And by the way, why should some people even comment and say that, oh, they helped Nnamdi Kanu to come out of prison? This is how they are being repaid. Are you not foolish? Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, they're still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested for no reason. You're asking me to be happy that somebody came to bail me. See how foolish some people are. Did I beg anybody to bail me to start with? Were they meant to insert that very condition that it must be a senator that will bail me? Who asked them to lock me up and to hold me in the first place? I know those that came to me and said they want to go and speak to the then Buhari when he was alive. And they never came back to me. They went to Rock with their daughter's CV, looking for employment. But they went there to go and discuss Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. That was why they went there. On getting to Asorok, they turned everything around. It became a trip about them and the well-being of their families. That is how they behave. And you answer a politician, and you think because of that, we respect you. We respect you because of what you've done for us. We love him back till tomorrow morning. He's dead, but we love him because of what he did for us. Dr. M.I. Okpara the same. When people behave very well, we love them. That is how it is. That is who we are as a people. You don't need to buy us. You don't need to. Just do your job. Your job you cannot do. Protect the people, you cannot protect them. On top of that, you have the temerity to talk back when we are complaining that you are making a complete idiot and mess of yourself. The person said he was attacked in Nuremberg, that he's disappointed because he was one of the people that spoke up on justice for Ndibo, the Python dance. Show me where. Have you been as consistent as Abaribe is? Have you been? The answer is no. Where and when did you speak up against Python dance that you personally instigated with Dave Umahi, Okezi Bazu, and the rest of them? So I don't know what you take us for, but we are IPOB. We are not Alamajiri. We are not like those people from the north that your friends tell you can be bamboozled and given maybe a bowl of porridge, rankadede, and they disappear. No. We don't get our funding from politicians. So we can say whatever we like. We can do anything we like, insofar as that very speech or action is geared towards making sure our people are emancipated. That's our main concern. Nothing more, nothing less. Some of you are asking questions as to why IPOB did what it did in Nuremberg. And our answer is very simple. Have you come across the comment that Nyanwodo made about this very event, or should I say episode yesterday? Now listen very carefully. This is a man you want us to respect. This is a man that claims he's the President General of Ohanese. This is the man that some idiots will invite to another New Yam festival, and we're waiting for him. He was actually the main target. We were waiting for him. Anywhere we get hold of Nyanwodo, the world will know that day. The dead will rise from the grave. I'm telling you the truth. We are prepared to pay whatever price is needed to make sure we teach these criminals a lesson. That you cannot take the great people of Biafra for granted. You can't. And they cannot stop Biafra from coming. Nwodo said, and I quote, "Some of our people are hiding under the guise of Fulani rampage to kidnap and kill in the southeast." Exactly what Mieti Allah said. When I said that Nwodo works for Mieti Allah, people don't quite understand. This was exactly what Mieti Allah said 2 weeks ago. He is now serving as the echo chamber for Fulani Caliphate. And this man is supposed to be the custodian of our social cultural values. Look at him talking like a motorbike tout, indicting and condemning his people because they tried to cajole IPOB, we said no. They tried to bribe us and we said no. They tried to intimidate us and we said no. That is why he's offering such nonsense. But mind you, Fulani, Ango Abdullahi and co. never till today condemned the murderous fourth terrorist group, the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world, Mieti Allah. Ango Abdullahi from Arewa Consultative Forum never condemned them. They never condemned Boko Haram. Now, I am asking Nyanwodo, what is your justification for casting these aspersions against your people? Because he works for them. He is boy to Abdul Salami Abubakar. Some of you don't know that. He goes to meetings to represent Abdul Salami Abubakar. Thankfully, his tenure comes to an end in a few months' time. The man is a bundle of disgrace. And the day we get hold of him, Nyanwodo said that we are the ones who are kidnapping our people. That's what he said. That is what he said. It's here. Some of you should not pretend you do not know. That was what Nyanwodo said. Unbelievable. And I'll read it for you. The apex, listen very carefully. The Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohanese Igbo has called on traditional rulers, town unions, and vigilante groups in the southeast to help them fish out local kidnappers. No longer Fulani headsmen that are taking over our land. Now they are chasing local kidnappers and hand them over to security agencies. Security agencies here are Fulani soldiers and Fulani policemen. Can you believe that? A man whose land, the so-called leader, that your land is under siege. Your women are being raped. Dave Umahi opened his mouth and said, our women are being raped in Ebonyi. And this is what Nwodo is saying to the world. So tomorrow, when Fulani headsmen kill our people, the world can say, these are Igbos kidnapping themselves? Courtesy of Nwodo. And you want me to respect such a man? You must be insane. Insane. I don't know. What said, listen very carefully. In the past 2.5 months, Enugu State, which hitherto was the safest state in southern Nigeria, has witnessed very unusual security breaches. Assassinations, kidnapping, and invasion of 1 or 2 holy places have been reported in the social and regular media. He is so terrified. Nyawodo is such a coward, he couldn't even mention Mieti Allah, which is Fulani headsman. Look at him playing with words. And now listen very carefully. Ohaneze is pleased with the speed and enthusiasm with which the Enugu State government and the Nigerian police, Enugu State Command, has addressed the challenges posed by the recent security threats. Now, Nyawodo is telling the world that that Igbo people, young men, not young anyway, I'm over 50, so bear that in mind, that young men are responsible for the kidnapping and the mayhem in our land, when the whole world knows it is Fulani headsmen. Now let us go to the police that he mentioned and see and find out for ourselves who are the ones doing all this kidnapping and land grabbing, raping, and pillaging. This is from a newspaper report. And I am now beginning to suspect, and I make this very allegation tonight, that Reverend Father Paul Ofoda spoke very eloquently in favor of Biafra and IPOB was murdered. Courtesy of Nyawodo and the Igbo politicians. And I'll prove it to you. This is from the Enugu State Police, reported in a national daily in the zoo called Nigeria. The police in Enugu State have paraded two suspected killers of Reverend Father Paul Ofo, who was killed on August along Ihe, Abudu Road in Ogo, local government area of the state. The command also said that the two also took part in the kidnapping of His Royal Highness Igwe Sunday Orji and his wife on August the 4th along Enugu, Iguota, they call it Port Harcourt Road, almost in the same area that the clergy was murdered. Now, keep listening, please. The police, however, said that 3 suspected participants of the crime were at large. The names of the 2 suspected killers of the priest paraded were given as Ibrahim Adamu. I hope anyone is listening. Ibrahim. This was the same gang that killed Reverend Father. We are the same people that kidnapped His Royal Highness Igwe Orji. But then what they said is these are Igbo youths. Do you see how wicked and evil these people are? And some of you have the temerity to come on social media and question IPOB. You should question your own ignorance and your stupidity. Or should I say, your penchant for supporting evil. Police reported that they have now captured or have in their custody those responsible for the killing of a reverend father and the kidnap of a traditional ruler. Instead of Nyawodo to say that Mieti Allah are responsible, of course, which they are, he said he is Igbo youths to please the Sultan of Sokoto, no doubt, or his master, Abdul Salami Abubakar. But here, very clearly, the suspects are Ibrahim Adamu from Taraba State and Idris Tobe. The 3 suspects still at large are Garoba, Basulugu, Mohammed, Laguban, and Mojuapan Duna. And I'm wondering, does any of these names sound Igbo to you? Do you see why we hate these people? Do you see why we attack them? Do you see the evil that they have come to represent? Do you see how they are covering up for Fulani murderers? Do you see how they only care about their family and not our suffering? Do you see how and why they betray us every day? Do you see why these men cannot, in any capacity, answer to our leaders? I hope you're following. This is a man who is Ohaneze President General, telling the whole world that his people are responsible for kidnapping and mayhem, when the police and the whole world also knows that the protagonists are Miyetti Allah. We must continue. You're asking us why we did what we did in Nuremberg. We're telling you why. I only pray that it can be able to seep into your skull, or some of you who are hard at hearing. Here we don't apologize to anyone. No, we don't. What we're pursuing is noble. We want to be free. We want to live like civilized people, not like animals in a zoo, as is the case with Nigeria and Nigerians. This is another headline from what I believe to be a Fulani-run publication. Why we proscribed IPOB. You can Google it. Southeast governors. Why we proscribed IPOB. Not why the federal government, the APC government proscribed. No. It is them that did it. And ask yourselves, why would the governors of the Southeast proscribe a peaceful movement? Why? You won't ask that question, will you? Some of you won't. But here we do. Now listen to this very carefully. I'm reading, just Google it please if you like. It's from Premium Times. The chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum and governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, has said that the forum decided, listen, Dave Umahi opened his mouth to say they decided to proscribe the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra to stop the rising tension in the zone. What caused the tension in the zone? They came to my house to kill me. They killed 28 of my men. That is the rising tension. To stop us from retaliating, they proscribed. I hope it's become very clear now. Why would they proscribe us at such an auspicious time? Our land was under invasion. Brutality upon brutality. And I want Amake Ekpo to post the pictures, please, on my timeline, on my Facebook, actually. Facebook wall, on my page. For the world to know why we are upset. So before you write whatever nonsense you have in mind to write, please acquaint yourself with the fact and figures surrounding this very matter. If we catch Dave Umahi outside, Dave Umahi, okay, Zibazu, and the rest of them, may Lord have mercy upon their useless souls. Dave Umahi opened his mouth and said, we proscribed them, not because they were violent, not because they picked up arms, no, not because they were engaged in any terrorist activity, no. Dave Umahi, Ohaneze, Ndiatron and Dioshi, ganged up to proscribe IPOB because of, to stop rising tension. What caused the tension? The tension was caused because Buratai and his people decided that I should be assassinated. They wanted to kill Nnamdi Kanu, that's all. Kill his parents and anybody who stands in the way. And that was exactly what they did. That's what they did. And you want us to be clapping for them to come and do the New Yam Festival. That's what you want. So we clap for them. After killing us, we'll be clapping. When we accuse them of Python dance, some of you didn't know what we were saying, but the facts are there. But perhaps due to the poor quality of education in Nigeria, that is why some of you don't quite appreciate what it takes to reason anything through. You don't. Some of us don't reason. And it's very, very shameful. Mr. Umahi, who briefs journalists in his office in Abakaliki, said, listen carefully, the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, was gradually losing control of the situation and his members, prompting the governors to wade in to prevent further bloodshed. I was in my house, in my bedroom. The army came to kill me. And they ended up ransacking. My house is there for people to go and visit and see it. It's there for all to see. It was the Igbo governors that invited Igbo governors, including whoever they accosted in Nuremberg. Should I call them Igbo politicians that ganged up to stop IPOB because they want to get Biafra and people are following them? What do? Let's get the army from Fulani to come and kill them. And you want us to be happy. And from today onwards, we are not saying that people shouldn't, celebrate New Yam Festival. It's an ancient culture of ours. They can. But one thing is paramount. That thing is this. Any organizer inviting any of the Igbo governors, inviting any of the so-called politicians that we know to be corrupt to attend any of these events, you are breathing trouble for yourself. You cannot escape it. You can't escape it. That means you're dancing on the graves of those that died. You think we are stupid, fighting for our freedom, and you're somewhere doing irigi when our land is under siege. Some of you don't know that Operation Pattern Dance 3 is starting tomorrow. You don't know that, do you? Who invited them? Because only Nyawodo went to a meeting and said to them, oh, don't worry, it's Igbo youths who are doing the kidnapping, when everybody knows. So are we the ones raping our mothers as well? Do we rape our mothers? People don't even know how evil these men are. Some of you don't know how evil this man is. I feel, oh my goodness. Do you know what Umahi said after the proscription? He said the proscription had achieved the desired result. You invite army to come to my house to kill me, and you proscribe IPOB and stop us from fighting back. The so-called governors. Leave them, they are the leaders. They are your leaders. And that is why your life is as miserable as it is. No running water, no lights, no schools, no roads, no bridges. Nothing is functioning. Absolutely nothing. You graduate, you have no job, you go and purchase a very cheap techno phone, perhaps second-hand, and they give you 2,000 naira to perhaps purchase data. And you're defending Satan. It shall not be well with all of you. So do you still want to know why we're upset? I'm just ruling out the reasons as to why we're upset. And why if we catch any of them again, we hear them making mouth. German authorities, and we are praying. I'm even begging the German authorities, please, arrest one of us. Let's go to court. Then a German judge will hear what these evil men have been doing for years to us as a people. They think that white people are as daft as they are. They think maybe in the German police or German army there is another Buratai, a primitive baboon somewhere running around with AK-47. You are doing this exercise tomorrow in the southeast, so they claim. Other generals go to war outside their country to go and fight war. You are in the village looking for people to kill, civilians to kill, and you're a general. And people support such idiocy. It cannot be well with any of you. Python dance, listen very carefully. The day they came to my house, they left 28 dead, conservatively speaking. This was reported in National Daily. Python dance, army killed 100, injured 200. This is not Mpo. Mpo, they killed over 600 at Mpo for no reason. And you're asking me why I'm upset. You're asking me why we confronted the person we confronted in the room. You're asking us why they are unruly, they are miscreants. You're speaking English, they are miscreants. Again. They killed over 100 people the day they came to my house. 28 fell in my father's compound. They never said anything. They said we've prescribed them, we've achieved the result, and you want us to be happy. You want us to be happy. Some idiots are saying, oh, they took who on bail? I keep asking you. Is it their job to take anybody on bail? Did I commit any crime? You can see the twisted reasoning of a black monkey in Africa. Twisted. Their brain is as black as they are. Light does not penetrate through. That's how sad it is. They don't reason very well. The person you're locking up, what did the person do? He should be grateful. If not, he'll be rotten. You see how blacks. They killed over 100 of us on that very fateful day. Operation Python Dancer asking me why I'm upset. We must continue to tell you why we're upset tonight, so you know it. And what is my crime? I had a meeting with all the governors of the Southeast, and the day I was having this meeting, this same man who was accosted in Nuremberg was upstairs, listening to our conversation. Some of you don't even know what transpired when I attended that very meeting with the governors, in the company of Professor Ben Wabeze and Evangelist Elliot Uko. They are my witness. They are there. What did I ask for? Do you know what I asked for? Common Second Niger Bridge, to build Onisha Enugu Road, build Iguacha Enugu Road, to open Warri Seaport, open Iguacha Seaport, open Calabar Seaport, open Calabar Airport, open make Enugu more viable. That's all I asked for. And I'll lift election boycott. That's all. I didn't even ask them to give me Biafra. Do you know people could not take this to Asorok? Because they were terrified to bring infrastructure, to bring development to their own people. They were frightened of the Fulani he-goat in Asorok, which is of course Abakari, because then Buhari was there and Jubilee had come in. Now you understand it very clearly. Ask them, did I ask for Biafra to warrant sending the army to come and kill me? I asked for employment opportunities for those who are unemployed, for the teeming graduates we have who cannot find work anywhere. That's what I asked for. They have the papers. Go and ask them. When you met Nnamdi Kanu in Enugu, in Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi's conference room, did he ask for Biafra? The answer is no. I asked for very common. I said, go and bring something for our people. But all they cared about was their family and their clothes. 2,000 naira recharge card, not social media. IPOB was busy dying to make your lives better. That's all we have been doing. And today, as I speak, this very night, Enugu Airport will be closed down. Has Modo complained? No. Do you know why? They want us to fly through Lagos, fly through Abuja, and every flight comes in the evening. So you lodge in a hotel. You improve the economy of the West and of the North. But we have no airport anymore. Some of you don't know this. It's all been lost in the hoo-ha about Nuremberg. And it's quite interesting that Nuremberg was where all the evil men were tried under Nazi, or during the Nazi after the Second World War. It's a very, it's kind of very poignant, isn't it? That's where this very mass resistance started from. I expect Yorubas to do the same thing to their corrupt politicians. And the Middle Belt the same. Fulani is gone. They have Alamajiri culture. They're a feudal system. They run a feudal system. They are impervious to reason. They can never reason. From now till the kingdom come, Fulani youths can never attack their so-called Rankadede, whatever they call them. But I'm sure Yorubas can. They should also do the same thing. Because the USA you love so much, America and Britain and Germany, they love to go and eat yam in. They are people revolted against corrupt politicians. Go and read your history books. They're all there. But all you're interested in is social media, what you can write. They stood shorty for him, gave him bail. Did I commit any crime? They do not. They won't understand. Now listen again. Everything I read out, I ask you to Google. You're asking me why I'm angry. You're asking IPOB, why are you people angry? Why are you upset? And now, today, you know why we're upset. You will know why we're upset. This is another one. Pro-Donald Trump rally in Nigeria leaves 20 dead, many missing. What was our crime? Alemajiris, Fulani people were demonstrating against Trump in Lagos and in Abuja. We assembled in Iguacha, in Port Harcourt, to celebrate Trump. They did not kill those who were against Trump in Abuja and Lagos. They came to Iguacha and killed over 20 of us. And you're asking me why I'm angry. Now you understand it, don't you? The funniest thing is that the American ambassador did not even tell the State House what happened. You know what they said? There was a clash. There was a clash between pro-Biafra groups and the Nigerian military in Port Harcourt. That was their official dispatch to State Department in Washington. It was a lie. Clash. My happiness is that my Yoruba brothers have now seen what we've been seeing all along. Look at Showore was locked up for no reason. People gathered to try and protest. They said, at last, they didn't say clash with. But that was exactly what happened to IPOB. Because they were writing from a position of ignorance, of which we have, of course, forgiven them. They will say it's a clash between protesters and army. We must protest. It is a constitutional right to protest. Exactly what happened in Nuremberg was a protest, only if you can say it that way. Protest against mediocrity, protest against backward politics, protest against corruption of every form, protest against politics as usual. That is how you should say it. We did it to make your lives better. I pray to Elohim to give you the discerning mind to be able to understand that. You're asking me why I'm angry. You ask IPOB, why are you angry? Why do you do what you do? Here's another reason why. Vanguard covered it. I will sabotage another war on Igbo land. Nwodo said with his mouth, I have sabotaged Biafra before. I will sabotage it again. No wonder he's helping Miyetti Allah, his friends, by saying, his Igbo people, oh, don't worry, the world shouldn't worry. Oh, all those mothers being raped in Ebonyi, oh, don't disturb yourself. They're being raped by their sons. His Igbo men, youths, raping their mothers. That's what Modo is saying. The same man that said, I will sabotage Biafra. This is the man you want me to respect. This is the man you want me to love. This is the man you want me to follow his lead. This is the man who has no respect for the death of over 3.5 million people that he claims to be leading. And some of you claim that you are educated. I feel sorry for education, honestly speaking. The same Ohanese. On one hand, it is Igbo youths who are causing it, but when the real culprits are, do you know why they're doing all these things to us? Because we are the ones checkmating Miyetti Allah. We are the ones IPOB. People ask, what are you doing? Is it everything that we do that we tell you? We are the ones chasing them all over the place. But now, what can we do? They have overrun Enugu State, and we are enforcing, of course, and they will leave. All their settlements will be gone. You just watch and see. It will be gone. They cannot stay in our land. They should go and buy a plot of land, build a house if they want. For those of you doing your useless one Nigeria, that is your business. But for a state government to actively seek to give land to Fulani settlers in our land, a land they have not purchased, a land they are not bringing any value to, is unacceptable. It doesn't matter what those politicians do in Enugu State. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they do. And also in Ebonyi, it doesn't matter. Your presidential or vice presidential ambition is rubbish. It means nothing to us. So you can go and do your useless one Nigeria. That is your business. As for us, you must do the right thing. And the right thing is to make sure that our land is safe. And only IPOB can do that. Only IPOB has been doing that, and only us can do that. When next we catch any of you abroad, then you know how serious we are. I said, any country that these animals go to and they are spared, I will shut down that very country. The national coordinator will be disgraced out of office and the family will be shut down. And as we have been on air, I've been receiving messages, and one of them is very important. I must read it out. Anybody, one of our brothers here is saying he will give 1 million naira to anybody that will give us the name of the place where any corrupt politician is visiting. 1 million naira for information leading to the capture of any corrupt politician abroad. That is what this very brother is saying. 1 million naira. If every information you provide, where they are going to, the city you feel they'll be staying in, you get 1 million naira. And this very brother should be commended for this very kind gesture. I mean, if you are walking inside a Bonny State government house, if you know where Dave Umahi is going to, you inform us. You will receive 1 million naira. The same thing applies to every other state. Okay, if you know where he's going to, anytime he's preparing to travel, 1 million naira awaits you. That is something that you ought to know. Each and every person must have this in their mind. Tell us where they're going, when, and we'll wait for them. And then you will hear what will happen to them. They think we are joking. All this noise making, all this hoo-ha is not going to deter us. It won't. It will not. We fought the zoo to a standstill. People are saying, oh, but they brought you. Didn't you see the number of people that used to come to Federal High Court, Abuja, anytime I'm being taken to court? They're the ones that did it, not any politician. Because Abuja was under siege by IPOB, and they understand it. Not some of you who cannot read between the lines that I feel sorry for, as a matter of fact. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. The time now is approximately 9 minutes past the top of the hour, 9 minutes past 8 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra, and the same number of minutes past the top of the hour wherever you are domiciled. Nyamodo's very irresponsible and foolish response reminds me of the type of leaders you should not have in your life. We are the ones raping our mothers. The same people that said Fulani Mieti Allah is responsible turned around and said we are the ones who are raping our mothers. That's what Nyamodo said with his mouth. And maybe they have given him contract, they have promoted one of his children. His father was a traitor during the war. And he was groomed as a traitor also. We shall get into that later. But for now, we must remind all these people that what we are fighting for is justice, which affects everybody, to be honest, millions of people all over the world, and not against any particular person. If they behave very well, of course, we shall honor them. Abaribe is not, has not given a dime to IPOB. He's not part of us. At least he speaks the truth. He stands up to say what ought to be said. We campaigned for him publicly. And we told Asoro he cannot stop Abaribe from going back. And we came out, IPOB voted for him and he went back. And today he's the highest ranking politician in Abuja from the East. That's how we do things. Not for any reason, not for any monetary gain, but because the man has conscience. Where to be Abaribe yesterday? Do you think we'll touch him? Of course, lift him up. Is Fani Kayode an Igbo man? Is he an IPOB member? The answer is no. But we revere him and we respect him because he's a truthful man. We love those that speak the truth, not those that pander to prejudices and those that perhaps out of jealousy, because they know they cannot do what IPOB is doing. And so they might as well pull them down. But they are foolish. We are waiting for all of them all over the world. We will show them that we are IPOB and that we are everywhere. Wherever they go to, we'll find them. Even if they're admitted in a hospital, we'll go there and carry them with their oxygen tank. They will be humiliated. And there will be no forgiveness. So you think, as the leader of IPOB, I'll forget our men that fell in this very battle? Is that what you think? We remember those that died between 66 and 1970. Talk less of those that died now. We can never, ever forget them. We are not as soulless as other black African people. We are not. We are Biafrans and we are IPOB, for goodness sake. Some of them, somebody wrote something very interesting, which I must recap here, to be honest. It's not original, it's not from me, but I'll read it out all the same. Somebody was asking, how many times did Ekwuremadu condemn the Fulani killings in Enugu State? Go and Google it. How many times, the senator? How many times did you condemn the killings going on in your state? They killed Reverend Father Awofo because he spoke about Biafra, and they think they can cover it up. How many times did they stand up to condemn the invasion of my house? Instead, what they did was to proscribe. As the army came to my house shooting and killing people, they were in a meeting planning, how do we stop them from fighting back? Let's proscribe them. And they happily said to their Fulani masters, we have proscribed them and everywhere is now calm. How many times did they condemn the unnecessary arrests of IPOB family members across the zoo? How many times did they even bother to raise the issue or the plight of our people? Let me tell people something that you don't know. Let me tell you what you don't know. Let me tell you this. Do you know why Enugu Iguacha Port Harcourt Express Road has not been built? Do you know Jonathan allocated money for it? Do you know who took the money? Zike Ekwuremadu. Go and ask. So stop supporting evil. Go and ask. Ask good luck, Jonathan. Did you vote money for Enugu Iguacha, which the white man named Port Harcourt? Did you also vote money for Enugu Onisha Express Road? Jonathan did. Ask yourself, where is the money? They shared it amongst themselves. Your so-called elite, our leaders in Abuja. You're clapping for them. And you are hopeless and useless. Ekwuremadu stole the money meant for the construction of Enugu Iguacha Express Road. He has it in his pocket. And you want us to indulge him. So because I have suffered for Biafra and sacrificed everything for Biafra, so tomorrow I will sell Biafra. Let us even assume that they got together to bring me out of prison. And then after that, you send army to come and kill me. Then when I talk, so we brought him out. So as El Zagzagi is now, the day he will come out, somebody from somewhere will say, oh, Iran brought him out. No, it's the protest of the Shia. It's called political pressure. Some of you don't know, but we do. It is called political pressure, for your information. That is why we must continue. And that is why the zoo must collapse. Operation Pattern Dance took place. No, none of them said anything of note apart from Abaribe, of course. Nothing at all. These are your senators. They are our senators, our leaders. Ask them, why must we always use Lagos Seaport? You're a senator. Have you ever stood up in the house to say, I want Port Harcourt Seaport? Iguacha opened. The answer is no. How many times have you stood up to say, is the same Atlantic Ocean flowing from through Lagos and Warri and Iguacha and also Calabar? Why can't the ship stop in Calabar then? They are closing Enugu Airport. And you want clapping for them? You want us to clap for them? They are there. They kept mute, like people who are deaf and dumb. Every kilometer in our land is a checkpoint. Why? Because they live in Abuja and in Lagos. Grown-up men gossiping. Now that's all they do. And trying to undermine IPOB and what we are doing. We are not in competition with anybody. No, we are not. and can never be. When we travel, towns shut down. I never give advance notice before I travel, because if I do, there'll be no space for people. So we're not in any competition. All we are trying to do is to save our people. And we cannot be saved with a bunch of criminals and incompetent politicians at the helm of affairs. It is undoable. If other ethnic nationalities can do what we did in Nuremberg in Germany, believe you me, by this time next year things will be different. You have 24 hours electricity. I'm telling you the truth. But they can't do it. As you know, they were denied history in school, so nobody can blame them. When you see people talking nonsense on social media, don't blame them, please. They did not have or do not have the benefit of proper scholarship. Scholarship, I mean, is education, not getting money to go to school, please. When Fulani cabals moved their grazing route, they never said anything at all. And by the way, let me just go to this very news. Because some of you, people don't even understand what is happening. They don't understand what is going on. Our people don't know what is going on. This is a news carried by Vanguard. Only how many days ago? Only yesterday. But you didn't see it. Or you have not read it. Let me read the headline for you. Miyetti Allah begins tour of Fulani settlements in Enugu. But when we told you, when IPOB told you that your governors were planning secret Ruga settlements, some of you said, no, it's not possible. They have said they will not do it now. But it's here. Miyetti Allah, let me repeat. Miyetti Allah begins tour of Fulani settlements in Enugu. Now, if these governors had any brain in their empty skull, because it's presently empty, is this not what IPOB set up BSS for? I knew this was going to happen. That was why I set up BSS. I knew this would happen. But instead, you brought Operation Python Dance to kill me and my men. Now, after your Operation Python Dance, in your stupidity and hopelessness, you never knew you were walking towards a Fulani. Of course, maybe they knew they know what they were doing. They know. Because I can't believe this. The headline from Vanguard, I don't going to deny it. Miyetti Allah begins tour of Fulani settlements in Enugu. All they know how to do is sit down, consult the dictionary, and be writing nonsensical press statement. Every idiot will sit down somewhere and write rubbish and give to journalists and they publish. Every idiot will write nonsense and they will accept it. And they will publish the rubbish. But Miyetti Allah is touring their settlement, which means, in simple terms, that there are now Ruga settlements in Enugu. As simple as that. That is why we are upset with them. That is why if we catch them, we'll strangle them. That is why we will disgrace them. Forget all your nonsense. He's in Abuja. He's the leader of this. He's eminent in your mother's kitchen. You're eminent. And Miyetti Allah established Fulani settlement in Enugu. Can't you read it? Let me even read the news for you. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, says it has begun the sensitization of its members in the 14 Ruga settlements in Enugu, 14 Fulani settlements in Enugu State. 14. Let's say to go 14. It is for those of you defending the indefensible. Those of you who, out of, should I say, malice or stupidity or both, have refused to acknowledge the work that IPOB is doing to save you. What we did in Nuremberg is to save you. Nobody hates anybody. But they are there, they are not doing anything. Every year they rig themselves into power. Hey, go and contest now. But have written the result. Abba Kyari has written the result with INEC. It's in the fridge. The result of 2023, they've written it already. Every year you keep partaking in, or should I say every 4 years, in what amounts to an exercise in futility. No wonder you don't have any light, nor running water, nor jobs for that matter. You're a graduate, you're not employed. And you're defending a politician who is responsible for your plight. You're the worst fool on earth. Or maybe because of you think if you shout the loudest, he will notice you and then give you some money. That's what you do. Maybe if I shout in defense of a matter, he will notice me and give me some money. Poor wretched souls. Mietiala came and established their settlement in Enugu State. And then Herwood is telling you that we are the ones responsible for kidnapping in our land. That's how foolish he is. So because of what happened in Nuremberg, IPOB is not a terrorist group. But Mietiala came to Enugu State and killed Reverend Farah, abducted a monarch. They are not a terrorist group. Nyawodo could not open his mouth to say they're a terrorist group. The zoo is crumbling. And as I said, Somalia will be better than Nigeria. They write it down on a piece of paper. At the end of this process, Somalia will be better than Nigeria. It is going to be that way. I am under divine instruction. As long as I'm speaking to this microphone, everything I say comes to pass. Every single statement, every prophetic uttering I make must come to fulfillment. If you don't know, let me tell you. We are going to the June the 2nd, 2019. It was a publication in newspaper. Headsmen raping Ebonyi women. I tweeted this, of course. Headsmen raping Ebonyi women, desecrating our land, Omahi. The same headsmen desecrating your land and raping your women, they are now in Enugu in 14 settlements. And you're asking IPOB, why did you confront a senator? Why are you angry? Are you not foolish? Are you not foolish? For the women, they was out to the moon anyway. Perhaps you're welcoming your relatives back into our land. Omahi said, headsmen raping Ebonyi women, desecrating our land. We came out to demonstrate that we don't want Ruga settlement because they're raping our women, as the governor said. Do you know what the governor did? He now turned back and brought Operation Python down stray. The same governor said they are raping our women. We said, okay, if that is the case, let's demonstrate. Because of that, they are hounding a reverend father. They've shut down villages. And he's your leader. Tomorrow, when we catch Dave Umahi in the US or somewhere, some idiots will come to his defense. But by then, do we even care what they say or what the nonsense they are yapping about? We do what needs to be done. When Nyamodo went into office or assumed office as the Hanese President General, he said he will eliminate checkpoints. But as he's about to leave in December, there are more checkpoints now than when he assumed office. That is the typical trait of a Fulani slave. His father was a traitor and a slave to the Fulani. So also is in Nyamodo. And you want us to be happy with him. Invite him to Iriji. We will come there and we'll show you. We will teach you a lesson you never forget in your life. This time around, both the organizer and these slaves will be dealt with together. Our villages are burning and you're eating yam abroad. People without shame. We must. This is Radio Biafra, of course. The program tonight, of course, is for the consumption of Biafrans and especially the Igbo part of Biafra, to be honest. But we must ventilate these issues. We must say it in the open so that the whole world. So the whole world. Oh, he's a revered senator. Revered in what way? He was the man that stole the money. Ask Ekweremadu tomorrow, where is the money that Jonathan gave you for Enugu, Iguacha, Port Harcourt Express Road? Where is the money? So you think Jonathan will be in office and not do anything for our people? Jonathan brought out money. Enugu, Onisha. Onisha to Owerri. Owerri to Umuahia. Enugu to Iguacha. Do you know those that ate the money? Your so-called legislators in Abuja, they shared all the money and they ate it. And you want us to allow them to go scot-free. You are deranged. Okay. Keep defending evil now, and one day evil will visit you. Now, let me close this program this evening, very brief program, of course, by looking at what Senator Enyinaya Baribe said about the death of some of his constituents. Jimobi is from Ngwa, a constituent of Senator Abaribe. Abaribe said, I will mobilize opinion for justice. I will not rest until his assailants are caught and brought to book. That is how a political leader talks. Not to Umuokoko. But will he go far? Of course he won't. The powers that be will not allow him to either be a governor or to be the speaker or to do something meaningful. Because in Nigeria, they love mediocrity. That was the seed that Britain planted in Nigeria by promoting the Fulanis that they know themselves are the most backward ethnic group. And today they're everywhere pillaging and killing. And you have 14, not one, not two, 14 Ruga settlements in Enugu. And people still have the guts to ask us what would they. Let them come out again and we'll show them what we're made up of. Right now, this very evening, I thank each and every one of you for listening. And I'm sure you will also propagate this very gospel the best way you know how. But one thing is indisputable. We are not going back. We shall continue. Wherever we find them, we shall disgrace them. As simple as that. It doesn't matter what they say, what they write, those they hire. You know, if they let them go to, they can even go to Russia. There are professional groups in Russia and also in Israel, I must say. You can, you know, give them a huge amount of money and they can program something for you so that fake people will be posting on Facebook pretending that they're humans, you know, praising you. They can do that for you if you like. But it doesn't matter because we're on the ground in Biafra land. We control the ground, the space in Biafra land. We control it. Fulani can rig elections for you. We cannot stop them. But on the ground in Biafra land, IPOB rules. Not because we want political power, because our people understand we represent their interest, their very best interest, and we can never allow impunity to reign in our land. On that note, we come to the end of this very brief address, ostensibly designed to look at the issues surrounding whatever transpired in Nuremberg, and more importantly, to place all corrupt politicians on notice that if you step outside the zoo, you are toast. That's simple as that. This is Radio Biafra, and I thank you very much for listening wherever you are. And I pray for the mercy and guidance of Chukwuka Biama to always prevail upon your life, that you may see and recognize the truth. That you may see the truth and recognize it. And from me, from here, this very evening, it is good evening.